Hello, everybody. How do you feel? Well, we are here today to celebrate the modernization of Terminal 5. This is a significant milestone that would not have been possible if not for the help of every single person in this room. It's been a long haul, and the work and commitment from everybody has been so instrumental in turning Terminal 5 into a state-of-the-art facility, and for that we're just so deeply grateful. To understand the significance of today's celebration, it's essential to look back at 2014, when T-5 ceased cargo operations and the Northwest Seaport Alliance was born. Woo-woo. Although these days, instead of saying that it was born, it was more like Port of Seattle and Port of Tacoma got married. And it's been a wonderful relationship. And with the formation of the Alliance came a thorough study of each terminal in Seattle and Tacoma, evaluating their capacity for expansion, backland acreage, berth length, and on-terminal rail infrastructure. After careful consideration, Terminal 5 is identified as a strategic site for investment in the Seattle harbor. However, when you look at the state of the terminal back then, it's easy to see that it needed significant investment to meet the shipping industry's changing standards. The terminal at the time could only handle ships up to 6,000 TEUs, not the 15,000 to 20,000 TEUs that have become much more standard. This limitation presented a critical challenge for the Alliance, but also a unique opportunity. Port leadership, including commissioners and executives, saw the potential to modernize T5 and meet the growing industry standards of larger vessels carrying more cargo and increasing our region's competitiveness. Washington's ports face a unique challenge: to manage public assets for public good in a competitive business environment. Moreover, more than half of the cargo that flows through the state's marine terminals either originates from or is destined to locations beyond Washington's borders. This, coupled with the fact that the West Coast has always been a fiercely competitive battleground for cargo, our Seattle-Tacoma Gateway has had to prioritize significant infrastructure investments that increase efficiency, cargo capacity, and sustainability of our operations to remain competitive. Without these upgrades, we risk falling behind and losing vital business and jobs across the region. The upgrades that we've implemented at T5 ensure that we won't fall behind. The improvements are comprehensive, including dock improvements, installation of new cranes, beams, rails, power upgrades, the deepening of the berth from 45 to 50 feet to an impressive 57 feet. And we didn't just focus on operational efficiency. Environmental sustainability was a key priority. We replaced creosote-treated wood piles with a panelized fender system and increased electrical capacity to ensure quieter, cleaner operations. T5 is our Gateway's first international container facility to offer shore power capability, and it's available at both berths. You can clap for that. Folks, I do want to give a very special thank you to our partners. SSA, raise your hand or make some noise. And MSC, give it up. And labor. Just like there's Matt. Commissioner Marceno. I want to give a special thank you to all of you so much for everything that you've done to help reduce the air emissions near our port, impacting our communities, and ensuring that we can help plugging in on our shore power capable vessels while they're at berth. Together with our partners, these investments underscore our commitment to protecting the environment and improving the quality of life for our neighbors, all while enhancing operational efficiencies. The T5 modernization is a transformation of our working waterfront. And today is a celebration of a vision becoming reality. So here to speak more about the modernization efforts is the Port of Tacoma Commissioner, John McCarthy. Please give him a very warm welcome to the front.
Good evening. What a beautiful evening. Commissioner Hasegawa, appreciate the introduction of appreciate your kind words, but this commissioner brought her young baby here. So if you want to see something beautiful, other than Mount Rainier, all you have to do is head to my right and you'll see this lovely child. So I am John McCarthy. I'm one of the 5 commissioners from the Port of Tacoma, and of course, we at the Port of Tacoma are joined with the Port of Seattle 5 commissioner to form the Northwest Seaboard Alliance. I'm also joined here today with a fellow commissioner from the Port of Tacoma, Dick Marzano, who is standing over here. Dick, raise your hand. You can't hide from me. I also want to introduce a former Port of Seattle commissioner who had a lot to do with the early decisions when we started this process about 6 years ago to post the creation of the Alliance in 2015 when we started the process of Terminal 5 redevelopment. Peter Steinberg. Peter, thank you for being here. And I think we also, this is obviously a very important event, not just for the Northwest Seaport Alliance, but this entire region. And we've had close partnerships with all of the major communities and major cities to form this alliance and undertake this project. And I think former City Council member Lisa Herbal is here, I'm told. Lisa? Okay. Hey, thank you for joining us. Just a few brief comments. And it certainly is really important that we celebrate an important achievement such as this after so many years to accomplish it. Terminal 5 is and will continue to be one of the premier international container terminals on the West Coast, capable of serving the largest container ships in the Trans-Pacific trade. The modernization issue that occurred here ensures that the Northwest Seaport Alliance Gateway will remain competitive for the next 30 years, creating family wage jobs and economic development for the entire region. And as elected port commissioners, that's kind of one of our fundamental charges, economic development and job creation. So we're really proud of this terminal. Phase 1 opened at a critical time during the supply chain challenge, and at 155 acres, Terminal 5 is one of the largest on the West Coast, and it has substantial capacity for refrigerated agricultural exports and on-dock rail infrastructure. It will become, and it is, a highly efficient terminal. I should say, on the commission, with John Wolf's leadership, have moved through this process over the last 7 years. And so much of our conversation has been involved with Terminal 5 that one of my grandchildren, my daughter was trying to figure out a name for the grandchild, and she said, well, I kind of like the old show Mr. T. And I suggest, well, how about Mr. T-5? That's not what we're talking about. But, so we're happy to be here. We're happy you can join us. And this is a tremendous achievement for all of you that are here, and thank you for all your efforts. It's my pleasure to introduce to you now Mr. Yves Ostergaard with the Stevedore Services of America Terminal.
Thank you very much. You got the pleasure of pronouncing my name. Pretty good effort. My name is Yves Ostergaard. This is like a sobriety test, when you're leaving here tonight, you'll be asked to pronounce my name before you get in the car. No, it's really wonderful to be here, and we've been busy on getting T5 ready, and it's actually in a year where we have a lot of things to celebrate as a company. We turned 75 years. We were formed in 1949 in Bellingham, so we are sort of homegrown. We started operations in Tacoma in 1960. We expanded to Seattle in 1980, and we've actually been, very active in the development of the gateway throughout. Today we are one of the larger port operating companies. We employ about 20,000 people globally, about 10,000 of those in the US, and about 1,700 people in the state of Washington across the 10 different ports that we operate in. So it's really rewarding to be here with you, and I want to really take the opportunity to thank everyone who made this happen in our little community, but very important community. Certainly our partners in T-5, TIL, and Madsen, who are joint venture partners there and who we work very closely together with. Our customers represented today by MSC, thank you very much for making the journey, Chris. Also, of course, the Port Authority, the NWSA, this is like the marriage, you gotta love them most of the time, right? But sometimes, also, come home with a black eye, but that's okay. Well, I don't want to say marriages, you come home with black eyes, that was really not what I wanted to say, but it's that kind of relationship, but it's really been good, and getting to where we are now has really set the course for a sustainable future, as the Commissioner highlighted. So I think that's really what we are here to celebrate and to ensure that we keep Seattle and the Gateway competitive and continue to develop that. And we are certainly, as SSA Marine, very determined to continue to invest and grow the business in this great community. So thank you for all, and thank you to the ILWU, who keeps us on our toes and always looks for new opportunities. So thank you very much as well to everyone involved in getting T5 up and running. Thank you. I'll hand it over to you, Chris.
Good afternoon, nice to be in Seattle when I can see the sunshine. Nice to be in Seattle when I can see Mount Rainier. I wondered at one time if it actually exists, because I came here so many times and then actually never saw it. So thanks for making the sunshine today. I've got a few prepared remarks that I'm just going to go through reasonably quickly. But the first thing I want to say is, I'm Chris Parvin. I work for a Mediterranean shipping company. I've been with MSC for 36 years. When I joined the company, we had 20 ships. Today, we've got 820. So it's been a heck of a growth story. But we're here today to celebrate the opening or the completion of the modernization project of T5. When I first came to Seattle, T5 was the old APL terminal. It wasn't very pretty. I was down there today, and I didn't realize it, but T5 has got the best view of any container terminal I've ever been to in my life. It's got an amazing city view. I mean, it's just incredible. So, but we're here to celebrate the accomplishments and all the hard work, all the joint venture partners that made this possible, and we're certainly very grateful for that partnership and the vision to make it become a reality. Certainly, want to thank the North Seaport Alliance, John, who actually has discovered Charleston. Because Charleston and Seattle have got a few things in common. One of the things is Boeing, because we have a big Boeing plant in Charleston. But the other thing that's very important is we've got MSC, because Charleston is our biggest MSC office. So Seattle and Charleston are now kind of joined at the hip. So I certainly want to thank the North Seaport Alliance for the celebration, for all the tireless efforts of making the ports of Seaback and Trayback. We're a very proud partner. We were very proud to be a partner up here. And we certainly share the vision, for T5. And even though T5 kind of looks not that busy, you've got to be patient. It will come. It will come. But we're here to create a great terminal, with creating good jobs and prosperity for the region. The expansion will, and the investments that we've made will pay off. It's a long-term thing. We're not here for 5 minutes. We're here for the long term, and And that's the MSC way of doing business, is to, come in and do things for the long term, but got to be patient. So yeah, T5 will certainly enhance the capabilities of this area. It'll open up new gateways for exporters, agricultural exporters to Asia, to Europe, and beyond. So good things to come. It will certainly it will provide enhanced transportation solutions to those markets. So, we're very excited about what T5 can deliver, and, we can certainly now put into Seattle the biggest ships that we have in our fleet. We have the capabilities on the terminal to handle those ships. We're also very, very proud that here in Seattle we can plug our ships into shore power, because MSC, we have been one of the leaders in the shore power business down in Southern California. I have certainly done a lot of work on that myself personally, interacting with CARB, etc. I got a couple of my guys here in the room who work tirelessly to make sure that we do plug our ships in and we are compliant. So I'm very vested in making sure that all of our ships do plug into shore power, and with all the benefits that that brings. Thank you for that. Thank you. Shore power sometimes is very overlooked, but in MSC we take it very, very seriously. I assure you, we take it incredibly seriously to make sure that we do plug in and be as environmentally friendly as we possibly can. It is important. We have to protect our environment. It's very, very important. So yeah, that's important, and we will continue to do so in the future. That is a fact. We will. So I'm just going to wrap up and say, we appreciate all the collaboration. We appreciate the partnerships. It is very, very important that we're all in this together, whether we like it or we don't. We're in this together. We all need each other. We need the ILWU. The ILWUs are we don't always agree. We don't always agree, but that's fine. But we're joined at the hip, and we need each other, because we're all in this to make a good living for ourselves and our families and our communities. So it's very important. Not with Seaport Alliance, of course, very important, SSA, and the community, because we need the community to also support what we do. It's very important. So, again, want to thank everybody for having us here today. Thanks for letting the sun shine. Thanks for the great view of Mount Rainier, and thank you.
Thank you.
Well, good evening, everyone. I am Dawn Lindell. I'm the General Manager and CEO for Seattle City Light. And I'd like to start by thanking the Northwest Seaport Alliance for inviting us in to share this special day. It is an exciting day for us. Modernization and electrification are two of my favorite words, and we are here celebrating them both with the completion of Terminal 5, or the T-5 project. Perhaps soon a child will be named T-5. As many of you probably know, the transportation sector is the leading contributor of greenhouse gas in our region. One study says about 62%. So as a premier port city, Seattle has the opportunity to show the world how transportation electrification goes beyond personal electric vehicles on our roadways and can extend to our waterways as well. So I applaud you for recognizing that Terminal 5 had the potential to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and still make the necessary improvements to become big ship ready.
Yeah.
I want to thank the many people at Seattle City Light who worked on this project, as well as the many people who are not at Seattle City Light and worked on this project, to ensure that cargo vessels can plug into our clean, carbon neutral energy while at berth, greatly improving air quality. In particular, In particular, I would like to recognize Gerard Legal from City Light, who is here with us today. Gerard, give us a wave, way in the back. Humble as always. And I want to thank him for his contributions to upgrade the power supply from 5 megawatts to 25 megawatts to allow for larger cranes, shore power for cargo ships, and capacity for refrigerated containers at Terminal 5. So thank you again to the members of Northwest Seaport Alliance for the truly collaborative effort here. It is a remarkable feat and one that we can be proud of. Matt Ventosa. Have I said that correctly?
You did.
I get an A, I can get on the card?
You can get a new face card. Good evening. I'm Matt Ventosa. I'm the Vice President of the International Longshore Warehouse Union here in Seattle. First of all, Ufe, thank you for being here. I've been down here for over 40 years, and my dad was down here, I think, over 40 years. I know when SSA started, and Gary Bailey knows when they started in Bellingham, and I know where all the skeletons are. They all be the Smith family that started it.
Put them there.
But I want to thank the commissioners, all the commissioners from Seattle and Tacoma both, and the Northwest Seaport Alliance and John, for all of your work that you guys have done. This didn't happen without you guys, without your input, and we didn't have to do, it had to be a team effort from the commissioners on both sides with Seattle, with the commissioners from both ports and the Seaport Alliance. It's been struggles, we've had struggles, and we've had our disagreements. And like Chris said, you know, we don't always get along, we have our disagreements, but Chris will see our way sooner or later. The cold ironing is, that was a little problem we had in the beginning, and that's, we worked through that. That was a little struggle there, and thank you guys for doing that, and we look forward to plugging those in. We as the longshore side, we plug those vessels in every time. I think there's a plug-in tomorrow morning, and we try to plug those in whenever the MSC calls for us to plug them in. Sealand. I don't think anybody here remembers when Sealand was at T-5. Does anybody in this room remember when Sealand was there? Yeah, you remember, Senator. Yeah, you remember too. So Sealand used to be at Pier 5. And then and I tied the last Sealand ship when they left Seattle. It was quite a while ago. And then I was also there for the groundbreaking at T5 when Ed was over there. We were all over there for the groundbreaking. We stuck the golden shovel in the dirt. That was interesting. It's interesting to see the progression of where T5 has been and where they are now. And we just look forward, as a longshore side, we look forward to more business from MSC. Hopefully you'll bring more containers here for your sister port in South Carolina. You can come up here, that's okay. But we look for them to bring more cargo up here to the gateway. And I want to recognize Executive Director Metric also, who has been a great asset to us here in Seattle. And the staff of everybody, the Port of Seattle, the Port of Tacoma, and the commissioners, all of your staff, and everybody that does all the hard work that goes unseen. And I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart for what you guys have done. With that, that's all I've got. I thank you for your time, and we look forward to the future. Thank you.
Well, I'm the last person to speak before you all get to enjoy, I think, some food and drinks, so I'll make it quick. See Commissioner Marzano plotting over there. Hey, want to thank Ufe and SSA Insurance Company. I remember Ufe pulled me aside, I don't know if you remember this, when you were at Hapag-Lloyd and you had made the decision to come to SSA Carriers Company, and you shared that with me, and I was pretty excited. And Ufe's a great leader, and we're fortunate to have him. He was complaining about the rate that he had to pay for T5, and I said, yeah, but look at this view. You got to pay for the view. And certainly MSC, our partners, Chris and Stanley and Matt are here. Stanley and Matt, raise your hand and be recognized as well. Thanks for being here. MSC is a great partner for this gateway. They brought a lot of business here. We know that they will bring many more vessels and a lot of cargo through this gateway. They are, I believe, if I were to ask Chris, he would say, yes, we are the largest. I think they're neck and neck with MERS, but maybe they've surpassed MERS as the largest now in the world. So they are a player in this industry and will be for years to come. And I can't wait to see what they do with Terminal 5, because it is a tremendous terminal with a lot of capability. And Chris is a great friend in the industry. When you spend a lot of time in the industry, you start to meet folks that not only become industry partners, they become good friends. And both Uwe and Chris have become really good friends of mine, and appreciate that. As well, our labor partners that are here, and we've got leadership here. Kisa's here, wave your hand, Kisa, leading the clerks union up here, and Matt. I don't know if you have other leaders here, they probably are around, but we're really fortunate to have the relationship that we have with our labor partners. It's not always easy, as Matt said. Sometimes we look at the same thing and we see different colors and different ways to look at it, yet what I will say is that we find a way to work through those things, and it's through the collaborative effort. So I'm really thankful for that relationship. And certainly Seattle City Light, who is a great partner with the Port-Seaport Alliance. And so thank you for being here, and thank you for your tremendous contributions to Terminal 5. I want to thank our commission and our staff. And there are many around this room and many that aren't in this room that had a hand in this development. This was not an easy project. It was one of the more challenging projects that I've ever experienced, and yet through perseverance and working together, we found a way through. And what I will say is that we as the Seaport Alliance have the opportunity to establish a legacy for this gateway of the future. And that's pretty exciting. So when we put our jersey on that says the Seaport Alliance, we accept the great legacy that has been brought before us. The years of the past of Sealand at Terminal 5 or APL and others that have done tremendous work here. And then we get to take that jersey and move this gateway forward and set a new bar of excellence, that legacy for the future, so that the next generation that puts on the Seaport Alliance jersey gets to enjoy the legacy that we created. And that is the most enjoyable thing that I find in this job, is working amongst a highly talented team that through thick and thin perseveres, a commission that think about it, we have two boards really that function as one. Nowhere in North America do I believe that exists, except here, and they make it work, and they work well together, and it's not always easy, yet we do great things, and what comes of that is magic. And magic just doesn't happen, it happens through that hard work. So I'm really proud of standing before you all with supporting a collective team and lifting that team that is an excellent team at the Seaport Alliance. So with that, thank you for being here. Enjoy a lovely evening, and let's move forward and do great things together. Thank you.